Hey guys, and welcome back to River Collects. Today we are looking at a very special figure. Had this one in its case for a while and I've been tossing up whether I should unbox it or not, but I decided that today's the day we'll actually unbox him and check him out. So this is Omega Spawn, obviously looking quite different from the other one we unboxed, but this is from the Adventures of Spawn line, and this was released in 2006 and is part of Spawn Series 30. So just looking at the packaging, obviously very different to what we're used to. It has this cartoonish look. I don't believe it is based off of an animated series, I could be wrong. There's also a grey version out there that is part of a different series. But yeah, I mean, he looks so different from the Omega Spawn that we've already seen. It's quite a shock actually. He looks more like a heavily armoured Spawn or something, or a Mecha Spawn, but yeah. He looks absolutely awesome. I think he's going to look great next to the other Spawn that I've got from this series. So without further ado, let's get him out of his box and check him out. Alright guys, so we've got the Omega Spawn here. And I think you can see that there might be a bit of discoloration. I think he's meant to be pure white and he's got a little bit of a cream colour to him. Just noticing that now, but it could be just because he's old, you know, these white figures kind of don't hold up. So from the Adventures of Spawn line, which I think is a great name for this line, considering, you know, that it's like a cartoon and everything. So on the front here, obviously got Ultra Action Figure. I don't think this is much of an action figure and more of a statue, just like most of the McFarlane toys. But anyway, let's jump over to the back. So we've actually got a lot of writing here, and you know me, I don't really like the writing. However, if you want to have a pause and have a read of this, I'll try and get the camera to focus on it. So yeah, you can have a pause, have a read. I kind of like what they've done here. We've got his code name, his actual name, none, his height, his weight, his background, and then of course we've also got his powers, weapons, which is pretty cool. So I'd enjoy that. I wish they had done it like a bit better though, instead of just having like the text, but they probably wanted to get in the other languages, right? First, we've got what he is actually going to look like over here. So that's him out of the box. I think that this may do a little bit of a disservice to him. It doesn't look that great, particularly from that angle that they've got it from. But anyway, I think that's not black either. Let's have a quick look. I'm pretty sure that's silver. Yeah. So that's wrong. I don't think that's like a alternate color either. So I don't know what happened there to make that black, but anyway. So down the bottom here we've got a little bit of advertising. So sorry about the glare, it's a very glary box, but we've actually got Spawn X. So obviously I'll put him up next to Omega Spawn once he's unboxed, but he was actually the first figure I ever picked up. So that Spawn X there, he's the one that started it all off. So he was second hand, he's a bit beat up, but he's still one of my absolute favourites. I would love to pick him up brand new, and I'm hoping that with McFarlane redoing some of this series, right, that he'll put him out again, because I'd really like to get him. So we've got a couple of others: Redeemer, Overkill, Tiffany, Cygor, of course. You know, guys, I love Cygor. I would love to pick him up, and Lord Maimon. So that's that. So yeah, let's unbox him, and I am very interested to check out the advertising that is going to be on the inside. Alright guys, let me check out the advertising here. So this is the back. Not very much to write home about, hey? So yeah, that is quite interesting. We've obviously got the print. You can see there's a circle here of where the stand has been rubbing, and it's quite a big stand. We already looked at that, so let's get this open. Oh my goodness, okay, I didn't expect this. So we've got this really cool cartoon Spawn here, and of course if you guys want to have a read, please do, please pause and have a read. So surprisingly, this inside doesn't actually have advertising for any other series, just this one. That is quite a surprise. So I guess maybe because it's a bit more cartoonish, maybe they didn't want to have like their usual stuff in here, but anyway, we've got Spawn X here. I didn't realise, but he actually comes with a changeable head, so you can have the Al Simmons face on show, and then he's got interchangeable hands with 2 weapons, so that would have been cool to have him like that, I think. I always thought this was another figure, you know, like considering the way McFarlane Toys does stuff. We've got the Omega Spawn here. Now, we can actually add those cannon attachments. I'm not sure how I'm going to display him yet, but probably that first one, to be honest. We've got Redeemer. He comes with a sword and with his face on show there. And then we've got Tiffany, so she doesn't actually come with any alternate stuff. Overkill comes with a chainsaw and an axe, which looks sick. So this series I would absolutely love to pick up, everyone, but this is one of the harder ones to actually get them all for. So Mayman, he has his little monsters. I actually really like that. And then we've also got an alternate head and hands for him. And then Cygor. You know, I love Cygor in every form, and yeah, this is a really special one as well. So anyway, that's the advertising. Let's get this figure out of his box. So we got the stand here. I love this stand. This is one of the best stands I reckon McFarlane has ever put out. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, but that's my opinion. Alright, so there he is, and he looks really, really cool. I mean, he's certainly a bit plain, but I think he still looks excellent. Before we get him all together here, we've got this bit of plastic around the belt, which is a bit odd. That is taped on as well, which is, you know, not great because that's gonna rub on the figure, which I think it already has. Yeah. So that's not great. We've got a bit of tape on his thigh there as well. I really hate that. You can see that there's a bit of damage here as well from where that tape has been. Yeah, that's really sucky. Surprisingly, this figure, I think mainly because he's all white, that he does look a little bit beaten up. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but he is a bit beat up. And now looking at my Spawn X figure, he looks like that as well. So I'm wondering if they just come like this. But anyway, let's get him on his stand and get him together here. Hopefully he's just going to slide on nicely. We've got a nice big foot hole for him. So I'm hoping that'll go in nicely. Yeah, you need a bit of force to get it in, but it actually went in pretty nice. Surprisingly, his peg is back here and not more in the middle or something of this stand, so that's a bit odd, but you do get to see like the Spawn logo, so maybe that's why they did it like that, but that's essentially the figure. So I'll go back a bit here so you can see the whole thing. That is essentially what he's going to look like. So we got 15 on the side. That's interesting. I wonder why that's there. Because that's actually my like lucky number, if you will, 15. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little Easter egg for me. But yeah, not a lot of detail obviously, but the detail we do have is very, very cool. I love the barcode. I'm a bit scared of like those sort of things getting rubbed off. But yeah, very interesting figure, that's for sure. Let's try and get on his other arms here. I think I'll just do one to see how hard or easy it is. So it looks like we have the cable running from the outside. So this one would go that side, and this one here, we turn this, and it should sit like that. That's what it has on the advertising, so that's how I'm going to do it. Let's try and pop this arm in. You need an immense amount of force to actually get that in. So I'm thinking that it'll look pretty cool with just one of these in instead of both, but interested to see if we can get this cable in there. This is the part that I'm worried about. Alright, it kind of just sits in there, it doesn't really clip in. So you can see it's got a little bit in there, but not much. So I am very worried about that breaking. It doesn't feel the strongest by any means. I think I'll keep him with just one blaster, Maybe I should have done the right hand. What do you guys think? Would you do the right hand or the left hand? But yeah, we obviously got to keep these somewhere. So, you know me, I don't like having loose things around everywhere, but I'll put them in a zip bag and put them away somewhere safe. But yeah, I think he looks quite cool with the blaster. What would you guys have done though, the left or the right? So I noticed that we've got some printing on the blaster here, quite nice. So maybe he would look good with both blasters in, but I don't know. I think he needs one hand, right? So maybe I'll switch him over, and yeah, we can see him with both. But what I'm going to do is jump over to the showcase, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts. So yeah, guys, just tried to jump over to the showcase. I thought, you know what, we will switch out this arm, right? So what happened was the arm has actually come off that joint. So this joint here is actually supposed to come out. And you can see here we've got the joint, and that's supposed to go in there, right? But that has actually come off the arm, so I suppose I'm going to have to glue it back on. However, that wasn't meant to happen, so I thought I'd show you guys just in case you pick him up and this happens. You could probably get this out with pliers. I might even be able to pull it out, but yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Alright guys, well that has been our look at Omega Spawn. So yeah, I got some interesting thoughts on this one, and comparing him to Spawn X, I think that there is, yeah, something a bit clear that's gone on here. But anyway, so what I like about him is obviously the cartoon style, as he is a pretty plain figure, but you kind of expect that with this style. Even Spawn X is quite plain, right? I do love the prints on him. The prints are absolutely awesome. Would have been good to get a few more, I think, to flesh him out, but again, it is that sort of cartoony style, so we're not really expecting that much. Disappointing that I couldn't get the other arm in. I would have liked to have had the blaster on the right side, but I tried even with pliers to pull out that joint, and it's just not going to happen. Whatever has happened at the factory, that is glued in there, it's not coming out. So that is really disappointing, considering, you know, you do get two blasters and one of them you can't use. Might just be my figure, might not be everybody's, so yeah, keep that in mind if you're going to pick him up. He is from 2006, so yeah, I don't know, it's kind of hard to judge where I think he should be at as a figure. But considering other figures that came out at that time, I think that he is really, really cool. Obviously, again, very plain. And having that plainness, I think that unfortunately you notice the manufacturing errors, which are the scratches all over him and the tape and stuff. Being white as well doesn't help. So that is a little bit unfortunate, but it kind of comes with the territory, I think. Not a lot of articulation. Obviously his shoulders move, his head can't move, his legs don't really move. You don't really want to move them anyway. So if that's what you're hoping for with this figure, no, it is certainly more of a statue than a figure. And to have that like ultimate action figure on the packet, you know, I think we all think that it's kind of a joke at this point, because While the figure is pretty excellent, no articulation. So in my opinion, this is again a statue like we've seen before with McFarlane, but not a action figure. So yeah, overall, I think he's pretty cool. I'm glad to have him in the collection. I'm a really big fan of this series. Even though I haven't managed to pick up that many, I'm going to try. We've actually got one more coming, so if you want to see that one, please like this video and subscribe. But yeah, that one will be coming up relatively soon. And yeah, comparing him to Spawn X, I think that he's a lot bigger. And you can also see the amount of care that they've taken with that Spawn X, right? So in my opinion, we've got an excellent Spawn X and a Mega Spawn not as good, unfortunately. I still really like him though, and I'm happy to have him in the collection. So yeah, I thank you all for watching. Leave your comments about him down below. As I've kind of already said with this channel, I'm unfortunately not going to be loading up all that often anymore. I kind of have run out of space for figure collecting. I've kind of gotten over the McFarlane Toys Spawn series that I was collecting, unfortunately. And I think that in current day inflation and stuff, it is getting harder to justify sort of spending the money on these old figures. You know, I still love them, still love this channel, still love all the videos, still love all of you guys who comment and give me your thoughts down below. It has been a really fun 2 years, but yeah, I am unfortunately kind of moving on now from that. However, if you still want to keep up with my content, I've got other YouTube channels. I've also started streaming on Twitch nearly every night of the week, so I'll leave that link down below and you can come hang out there. We've been playing Black Myth Wukong and I've been getting absolutely smashed on that, and also Death Stranding. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next one.